welcome back to KingdomCome Deliverance. We will be going through a few things and getting rid of a lot of stuff. And heading off to complete the story in Ratai. Then we're into Ujits next. So let's see where we are with our quests. Do still need to go talk to Lady Stephanie, so we'll do that first. For those of you who watched last time, this shortly after this is when I go and die. We'll wake up Stephanie.
God save. Can I help you with anything?
And go on from there.
I heard you wanted to talk to me, my lady.
It's true. I need something from you.
How can
This
I help?
time I'll at least be smart when I run into an ambush
cousin,
out on the
young
road
Sophie,
and not run straight
going
into
to be
it.
Wed. It will be an entry into a new life, and I want everything to be perfect for her. I'm looking for a few things to give her as a gift, and you're going to find them for me.
My lady, why me?
Normally I'd let the Chamberlain take care of it, but he doesn't have any taste. I can't trust him with this. And I've been told no task is too challenging for you. Is that not true?
It will be my honor, my lady.
I need you to pick up an ornamental crown from Sasau for Sophie, wine from a merchant in Ratai, and a roan from the stable in Ujits.
Who am I supposed
From Conrad Hagen in Ratai. He's the only person in the whole region who can supply a genuinely good wine. And believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Here you go. That should be enough.
And the ornamental crown?
I had the engravers in Sasau make it, but now they've written to say it will take a while longer. That just won't do. The wedding is almost upon us, and I need it. Go and see Master Jeronim Slesky and pick it up.
You said a roan from Ujits.
Precisely. It's a beautiful animal. Wait till you see it. Dietrich said he'd ride it here himself, but I can already imagine how he'll end up killing himself on that horse. But you, so young and vigorous.
Wine, a roan, and a crown. I can handle that.
Thank you, Henry. I just wish there were others here I could trust so well. God bless.
This time I'm going to remember to go straight to the blacksmith and get some repairs done. Let's see, in the city map, there's no real general store or anything. No place I could get repair stuff from, except for the blacksmithing stuff from the blacksmith up here by the quarry. So I'll head down and get that first.
Good date. Farewell.
First thing I need to do, get some stuff out of here. Human bow's better. I won't be using it for a long time. I can get some of these extra leather gloves out of the way. Also the other silver ring. And get rid of a bunch of these chalices here. Let's make sure I got the treasure map here. I'll throw the treasure map back because I'm not going to need it for now. Don't need those anymore. Oh, I still got Mercenary's Bedfellow. That's good. I can sell that.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin. May the Lord watch over.
Let's see what I can buy from this guy first. I've already sold like the sacks and a bunch of extra stuff there. Don't need any of that. Don't need any of that. I already bought all of his lockpicks. Okay, so I need to go into the basket. You know what? I'll just take most of this money then. I'll still be kind of over... Oh, those hides probably counted as a lot of that weight. Now to the blacksmiths. We'll sharpen our sword. And then we'll be on our way to Ujits. Once you get to Ujits and you start running around and doing the quest line there, it's pretty fun. So since I have a sword that needs it, we can go ahead and start Okay, let's see how I did. 98. Close enough. Talk to the blacksmith.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Let's do some repairs. Might as well finish that. We'll repair the male coif as well. That's interesting. I can repair the bow at the blacksmith's. But those should do it. And that's a decent amount of money. We'll talk trade now. We'll buy one of each of those. What does he have for weapons? Oh, that's a little bit better. I can use it. You can get the kettle. 2-piece kettle. Common bassinet. Skull cap. And some coders. The coders are just elbow cops. I don't really need any of that. So let's sell stuff. Get rid of the human bow. I'm not going to need that for a long time. Now we go into armor. That gambeson is hardly anything I'm going to want. I'm going to want that coif, so I'll take that. Cumin helm is better, but I'm going to avoid that. I'll sell him the ring. I can probably get light gambeson. I think I ought to have had a better one. Deer's going away really quick. All right, there we go. We'll do a little haggling on this.
No, that looks like stolen goods. I won't buy that. God be with you.
What was stolen goods? I mean, probably one of those pairs of gloves. Oh no. No, that's what it was. It was those other chaususes. We'll take those back. We'll remove those. See it, you have all this stuff you can sell to him that isn't, exactly what he needs, but I figure he probably sells a bunch of it to the locals, and then on top of that, he will probably
Let's have a word about the price.
like some of it he's just going to use, I figure.
What do you say to this?
A nice sum. Just lower your demands a little and we'll agree. Finally, a reasonable sum.
Oh yeah, I have the other gambeson, but I do want to start wearing those. I'll wait till I can get them repaired. And I'm waiting for my boots to not, those other boots to not look like they're stolen. Because if you're caught with anything stolen on you, they somehow know it's stolen, and you'll get fined or arrested. Right now, I'm at the point where I'd normally just be fined, but you're still kind of in that position of, wait, why am I even having to pay a fine for this? How do they know these things are stolen? I mean, some things make a certain amount of sense to go, oh yeah, they're stolen. And some things, you're just like, how the heck does this person know they're stolen? I mean, at least they don't do that with money, because that would be really annoying. It's like, how do you tell money's stolen? It's a wreck. I don't remember if it's going to have anything on it. Nope.
Yeah.
This was about the place I was waylaid last time. Let's check the map. That doesn't seem right. I was literally right here. They're hiding behind that rock. Now, that being ambushed on the road, there happens in multiple ways. Sometimes you'll find like a log or something across the road. Other times you'll be riding along like this, and there'll be a rope up at like just above head level for a horse. So if you ride into it without paying attention, you literally get knocked off your horse, and they come screaming out to give you what for. Places like here are often where you find one of those ropes. Now, I'm out in the open. Once you're out in the open, you're much less likely to be ambushed. And now I'm approaching the city of Ujits. And that is the scribe.
Yeah.
Which I believe is this building here. Yeah. It's this building here. Now, actually, learning to write is actually pretty interesting.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start. No. He did break his vow. But better than to dishonor it here.
So, it's actually kind of funny in the game. For reading purposes, if you pick up a book and you don't know how to read, you'll get
Wake
a
up,
bunch
lad.
of gobbledygook.
It's time we were getting on.
And you'll kind of see it here.
So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
Yeah, so now you're reading it. It's like, so this is the goose who laid the golden egg parable, and you can see it looks kind of weird to your eyes. It's because my reading is very low. Once your reading gets higher, you start not seeing all the weird misspellings. I think that has probably been, the best way to show that somebody doesn't know how to read and is learning to read.
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
That being greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented pupils. You've uncovered the meaning hidden in the letters. Like I told you, books are valuable, and the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage.
Vitam malsu not aquile apete prosit liver munti agnistris no.
I read the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what's written there?
Nullus est liber tam malus, ut non lique parte prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach you. Congratulations. You can go and be ordained right away.
Thank you, Domine. I'm feeling a lot wiser.
And so you even get perks. Oh. that is a really, really simple combination, so I'll remember that one. Let's see. Books are cheaper. You want books to be cheaper because whenever you go to people, you're going to find lore books, which are just you reading stuff. But you also find skill books. Skill books, when you read them, they actually increase your skills.
I'd like to discuss the...
Some of them...
Aye, that would do it.
Some of them are actually pretty good as far as giving you experience. You have to read them somewhere. And now, let's see. Here in the city, I believe... There's a regular trader. Okay. A grocer. Is there a... There's not a tailor here, is there? Now, let's see. He will... Yeah, he's just a regular
Good day
trader.
to you. I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but what would you want with him? Well, it's no... Take care now.
Now I can. I don't need any of that. So yeah, you can also get skill books for stats. You need to have a certain amount of stat in order to use it, but once you get it, it's... I do want to...
Farewell.
Let me see. Yeah, there's the... Got the old boots. Man, those things are still listed as being stolen. Okay. We'll just haggle for this.
Can we do something about the...
Well,
What about this?
well,
My last offer.
come now, just a little more.
That's a sum I can live with.
Okay, there we go. At least we now have something. Now, everything is a skill in the game, or works as a skill. So you get skill by doing things. I can also get
God be with you.
one of the skills you have in this game. Let's talk trade. Is drinking. So I'm going to grab a couple beers.
Let's have a word about the price.
Sure.
What do you say to...
I'd all...
Hey, you know what? I'll just meet him.
Oh, that's a decent price.
So now... I picked myself up a level in drinking.
Garlic, beetroot, asparagus.
Actually, I should see what, if anything, I can... Can't do that. Tailor. Yeah. I'm still kind of stuck with the... You only got so much... only so damage something can get before you can't repair it anymore.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Sakra. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Alright, we're gonna head back in here.
Judas. Looks like this is meant to be a warning. But for who? Why? Maybe the gang had a falling out. But a bandit who knows how to write isn't something you see every day. What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? That would explain why he didn't scream. What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? Armor? Well, it seems Lubosh wasn't your everyday crofter. And judging by the bloodstains, it looks like he lived the way he died.
Can't remember if there's anything else in here. Oh, let's look around. Yeah, I can rob him, but all that's in there is some food. Let's pick the lock on his chest. There's probably not going to be a whole lot in there, but it will give me some practice lock picking. And I leveled up in lock picking. Woohoo! Let's see what we got in here. Bandages, a club, some hides. I'll grab the hides and the bandages. And then I'll move those over to my horse for the time being.
What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head.
Alright, I'll head back out there.
Good day to you.
Another thing about Lubosh. I found armor in his house, covered in blood.
God preserve us. Everyone knows he was a violent oaf, but I never thought he'd stoop to murder. At least he never did that here. Good luck to you.
Alright. So now I get to ask around more. I do like that the outbuildings are actually built more or less correctly. This is a stable for probably donkeys or a horse. You have... I'm trying to remember what everything is in here. I think one of these is a chicken coop. This is just a shed. And is this a fake door? That's a fake door. Is this a fake door? This is a fake door. This is his barn. Again, the firewood. More firewood. Yet even more firewood. Some storage up above. A chance to increase my herbalism a bit and my strength. And nobody seems to be around. Yeah, I always look dirty. There, I put in a mod a little while ago that was supposed to increase the amount of time it takes for your clothes to get dirty, but apparently had some kind of weird conflict, and I'm always seem to be dirty. We'll grab all of those. Throw all those onto the horse as well. So now we get to look around. I can also find other buildings. I believe there's some up this way. I need to know where the horse breeder is. Technically, I think I've already been to the horse breeder before. I mean, I've been to the horse breeder in this game at other times, and they are in here. I'm not going to take the horse just yet. I'm going to do other stuff first. This is a good place to come. Honestly, looking around at the horse breeders, you want to try to get one of the better horses, and then you get a better saddle, better bridle, and you have a lot of carrying capacity once you do that. Let's see. Oh, I have to go all the way back there for the horse breeder. Okay. And so now, my big thing to do... how am I doing for food? Now... 80. You know what? I'm going to drink the spirits. I'm going to see how drunk it makes me. Got another level of drinking, at the very least. So your level in drinking actually determines how well you deal with being drunk. At different levels of drinking, you actually... right now, I'm drunk. Up to the halfway point, strength, speech, return, charisma increases to maximum 2. Am I really not that drunk yet? I can go around and ask about Limpy here. At least I should be able to. I can talk to him.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but to ask all you want.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
That's all. Thank you.
God be with you.
I'll play a game of dice here.
I hear you like a game of dice.
Yeah, we'll just go 50.
May the best man win. They can't fall your way forever.
That was super lucky on the first shot.
Ah, come on. It's time I had a throw.
This will probably be what I want. We'll score it in pass. 1650, I got a nice lead from having that straight. And he has a special die. Now, special dice are...
No point in pushing it.
Are super useful if you have the right ones. And my luck is really good. I'm just going to accept that.
That'll do me.
Yeah, you know what? Another 500. I can work with that. Oh, you can see how the camera's kind of tilting a little bit right now. So Henry's drunkenness has kicked in.
We'll see.
You'll see even more about the drunkenness as we go along. Oh, he's going to keep playing. That's...
Now you.
Oh, he had a short straight. That caught him back up. Let me see, what do I got here? I got a 1, 2, 3, a 4. Well, I'll take the 1. I'll roll again. We'll take the 5s. We'll score it in pass.
It'd be faster if you closed your eyes and threw.
Oh, another straight. Another short straight anyway.
That's it.
He needs 300 points to win. He
This'll
needs
be the
200 points to win. And 100 points to win. So I pretty much have to win this round, or he has to bust. Let's see, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. Okay.
There's no end to this cleaning.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
I'm already losing everything.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
I gotta score and pass and hope he busts. But there we go. He won.
Mine.
So now you can see he's a little versnickered. Now I'm gonna, before I go talk to the priest, I'm gonna come out here and do something. I talked about the treasure chests and what you can find, but what I am gonna do is the other road out of town. Yeah, this road. Yeah. So the way they did this all, the treasures are there. You have to find treasure. So actually, if they game 4 and you know where you're going, you can find treasure. This, no, it's in one of these walls. Oh yeah, and after you drinking, you will start burping and other things. There's a bunch of happens to that. So let's go around here. Okay, so here we go. I'm on the way. Alright, so here's the piece one. Yeah, you can hear this. This looks right. I may have wrong. Yeah, that doesn't right. That a little harder. Yeah, so whenever you find a grave, you have the option of digging it up. And now, whoo-hoo! Take all of that. So now, what are we looking at? So first off, again, I got a spiked Warhammer, which is out of my strength to use right now, but I am going to keep it. So now, I have a Nuremberg Curious. I'll put that on. I am so much less worried about getting stabbed right now. And I'll put on some new boots. My charisma's gone up some. You know what? Let's take a look. We can take that off. My charisma's gone up to 9. 9. Still 9. Oh. Grand Bassinet. Ooh. Let's see. What is that? That's a charisma of 10. We'll put that on. Pretty good. Oh yeah, the neck chain. The charisma of 20. Alright. Oh, I stopped wearing that. Okay, so right now we're all armored up. Now we have special dice. Loaded dice will land certain places. And now you can read books. Any book that's a recipe, you just read it, you snap your fingers, and you know it. So now that is an alchemy thing that I know. Got more strength. I'll take Clinch Master, because I get into clinches a lot. And I'll take Thick Blooded. I think I did this before on the previous. Just never finished it out. So, incidentally, I should check. Blunt Strike. So, stab, slash, slash. That's with the short sword. These are the long sword ones. So, stab, slash from there, slash from there. Got it. So yeah, I'm actually pretty drunk right now. So what I need to do is get less drunk. Mostly time gets you less drunk. I don't remember if there's anything from alchemy that you can use to make yourself less drunk. And you can see now I'm really leaning about. A camp. Dead horse. Might as well look around. Couple dead horses. You have discovered an interesting sight. What's in here, if anything? Some extra arrows. Place to rest. Not much else. Now, by game, I believe we're in like October. So for right now, it's like harvests have just finished recently. The beer's getting brewed, everything else. And I want to say this is going to be another one of those places where there's something interesting. But I don't remember. I've discovered an interesting site. Yeah, things like the interesting sites. Sometimes there's never really a really good reason to say they're interesting other than like there's something there. That is a setup place, it looks like, for some kind of ambush. But now that will be on the map. Now, as you can see, the map really spreads out. Things like camps get marked. Honestly, there's a lot of different things that come up. You have all of your different... You have a bunch of different points of interest, points where you're going to be moving to. There's the blacksmiths. So, like there, because of my knowledge of where it was, that is an herbalist's shop. And the herbalist is like the alchemist. They have different things they normally have. But both of them you can do alchemy at and learn new alchemy recipes. I'll head back into town. How am I feeling right now? I'm drunk. Still. We'll head back into town, and we'll go talk to the priest. Oh yeah, the skeps. Beehives. Well, that goes up and around. Did want to take this road. Okay, so the grocer, that's probably the baker then. Yep, the baker. And here's the church. This is another one of the things that you'll find if you ever look at the map of like the real area in Czechoslovakia. This church still stands. Along with the one on the road by Rovna, along with bits of Perkstein and the Rate Castle. And you can't actually talk to him until he's done swinging the sword around. Yeah, once we get done with this, I'm going to take you into one of the places where you can actually go get alchemy done and take a look, because there's the alchemy book that's attached to it that you can get stuff out of. And then that's where all your recipes show up as well. And I guess you just have to get in front of him and...
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanish is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
For heaven's sake, Father, can you really look me in the eye and tell me that, when you know you may be condemning innocent people to death?
I can, because if I broke that vow, the consequences would be much worse than if I didn't. Maybe not immediately, but one day. The mills of God grind slowly.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raid. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Farewell.
So now you kind of have time to kill in town. Wait for the evening where you can go and get more information from him. It is currently it's not too bad. Maybe I'll do an archery competition here real quick. Now, archery competitions in most places are pretty similar. They just have a target. And you shoot against other people and you get a score. Now, in Ledechko, I believe, they have a different one, which is honestly not a bad one, but it's a lot harder. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm no longer... no longer all drunk, but now I can talk to the archery master.
Good day to you. Is there someone here who compete with me in archery?
Sure. There's always arrows flying here. How good are you with a bow? So I can find you a suitable opponent.
I'm a beginner.
Doesn't matter. At least you'll get a bit of practice. Beginners shoot 7 arrows around. Splendid! Here's some arrows for you. But you can use your own if you want. Meanwhile, I'll round up the competition. Good luck. You may shoot!
We'll just make sure we boot. Okay, maybe I need a better class of opponents.
End of game! Henry is the victor!
And now I think I'm suffering from the hangover. Oh, that's right. I can take a miracle decoction and dispel my hangover.
Put that weapon away before someone gets hurt.
Let's see what he has for sale. Oh, he has a skill book. Yeah, now he will only buy and sell certain things. But those skill books are actually one of the better things you can get.
Why not?
Are we agreed?
That's not enough. All right, so.
So now, once you get a book, you want to find a place to sit. You then get a bonus to your reading. You then go into your inventory, find the book you want to read, and you start reading it. And you can see what your progress will be. So I'm going to put about 4 hours into reading. Your comfort kind of helps you with how long it's going to last and everything else. So now, as you see, my progress is steadily going up. It's getting to be nighttime. I have a new level in reading. So my reading is now up to level 4. I'll get a new one at level 5. What did I get at level 5? Art Connoisseur Magistrate. Yeah, Magistrate's always good. Get up. Now to go to the tavern. Let's see, access kit armor. And I still need to find me a tailor to finish that. at the inn. We can now talk to Father Godwin.
Blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat. I'm sorry I can't tell you everything, but maybe we can work something out. But first, I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor?
Here.
Where are you from?
Enjoy.
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Neuhof? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujitz is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. The tongue-lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs. While Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticizes the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
I'd like a beer.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste.
So, for those of you who don't know anything about religion, Jan Hus, a lot of the things he said, and you're listening in here, are same things that came up
Where can I find out more about his teaching?
a century later with Martin Luther, the first one, who nailed a list of things that the Catholic Church was doing that he thought were sinful and were wrong. Now, Jan Hus historically did not have a good time at this. When Martin Luther did the same thing, he literally kicked off a war inside of Germany.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe?
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. It's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Enough of this! Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Yes. Father Godwin kicks off a fight.
I'll slay you for that. Fucker. I'll slaughter you.
Oh dear. Did that hurt?
Not really. You haven't really hit me much yet. Except in the clinches. And as you can see, I'm really drunk right now.
You can.
And you get a level and unarmed for doing that.
So, my dear, wouldn't you like to have a little ring on the bell?
I'd love to. And Henry, too, I'm sure. Right, Henry.
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin, you're a fool.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
And now, my dear friends, comes the censored part of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
The priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
And yes, this is...
Zodwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. My poor suffering stomach. What was that woman on about? Wait, before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten? Where the fuck am I? What the fuck was it? Mass!
I love it.
Oh,
He
shit,
spends
I
the
have to
entire
say
time
mass.
him going there, and you're just like,
I gotta say
what the hell
mass.
happened to me?
You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me. I'd like to help you, but you can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
We'll never get away with it.
Not if you make a hash of it.
Well, all right. I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
So now I am completely naked again. So now I have to go through, figure out what has high enough charisma for me to wear. Let's see. Am I? I'm still drunk. Oh boy. Let's see if I can. Oh, that helped. I'm still pretty drunk, but I think I can pull it off. know what? I'm just gonna see. Yeah, I still can't repair that stuff. Reputation lost. Didn't even do anything. But yeah, walking in drunk probably gives me a reputation loss.
I thought he'd never show up. The swill pup.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
Look at him. Mother of God, any minute now he'll throw up.
I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas. Hac facite in meam commemorationem. Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Now I'm curious which one of them will puke first.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight.
That boy has a...
Creation has given to every man the power by which he might... It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth.
The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is... When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and...
For shame!
It is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to preach against... Let us remember the marriage at Cana, where our Lord Jesus Christ himself feasted with the other guests and drank his fill. And when the wine... He, whose companions were poor travellers, simple folk, prostitutes and troublemakers, performed a miracle so the feast could continue.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters. Jesus did not condemn alcohol. Drink to love, for there should be moderation in all things, and it is not drinking...
He's right!
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of.
What if the devil himself were to pay? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive... Look to your conscience.
Down with the prelates.
We're fortunate...
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is blessed are the shepherds who shed...
Aye!
That is all I...
lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that Hus.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a
I'm
silver
glad he
tongue.
came here. I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague, and he told it nicely.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. And I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now, slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you...
Well, now Lubos came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out?
Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubos kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubos killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pius. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
What I'm doing now is in the middle of the show. But on the way, I'm gonna stop off. I'm gonna visit. Oh, that's a shout. Oh, it's right there. I'm just gonna follow it. Oh, looks like somebody is set up on the road. I should, in that case, go. Yep. These are probably human. So let's. Oh, none of my weapons are equipped either.
Bosnick, Helig.
Well, I mean, that didn't work out great, but it didn't work out bad. A couple stabs in the face, and he's not wanting to try to fight me. Keep forgetting that I'm drunk enough that my stats are low, so it means I can't fight as well. But I'm almost back to Talmberg. We'll see the blacksmith, get rid of some old stuff. I don't really like the look of the Grand Bassinet, but, you know, it is a good piece of armor to have until I find a better looking helmet. And in the meantime, still got a great big bloody helmet to wear. Go here and I don't have those right now. I'll just pick them up again.
Good day to you. May the Lord watch over you. Good luck to you. God be with you. God be with you.
Can we do something about the price? Are we agreed?
Close. Aye.
Alright, so now the path down to Ledechko. Ledechko is farming town primarily, so you'll see a bunch of fields as we go through there. There'll be, you know, things you'd normally expect. I'm trying to remember which was the best way to get to Ledechko. Ledechko is here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little fast riding and see you in Ledechko.
Megtalálak, te gané. Előlem nem bújsz el.
Ez betalál! Na basz!
Csak gyűjtsd az erőt, szükséged lesz rá. Meguntad az életed? A teremtési!
Mi van, csak nem fáj? Hagyd abba, hallod? Állj, feladom!
Te hányadék? Az Isten!
And that's what happens when you get into a big fight. I am now hurt. I am now dealing with a lot of damage. And I don't even have enough. Yeah. I need more armor kits to finish my repairs. In the meantime, I now have stuff I can use to make money. Mail of Hoif. The Groschen. He dropped a weapon somewhere. Looks kind of like another human axe. I'm not going to worry about the... Grab... Those van braces are nice. The bow's nice. I'm going to grab the dagger. Always having at least one dagger is good. The dagger is something you use when you're being sneaky. So now, I'm beat up. I'm hurt. My health is down a lot, so I'm gonna drink another potion. Throw some stuff. Into there, and yeah, can't repair any of that stuff. Nothing got on. It's just I need to close. Get that right. Not eating. I didn't no longer. You have to look at it. Like a farm. And everything. Without a farm. Now, people farm these. Now, it's different farm, but it's more like a farm. Right here. In the meantime, so
God
here's,
preserve you, good night.
let's talk trade. So these people will sell you the recipes for a lot of things, and then have a lot of the items you actually need. So you got Amor, Artesima, Bane, Embarkation, Hair of the Dog. Doesn't have the Marigold potion, but if you come inside here, more or less, these are what the alchemy tables look like. First thing you do is you read the book, and you see what you know. I can make Savior Schnapps, and I can make Beverly's Rage, and that's it. Okay, I need to go someplace else to get Marigold concoctions, which are the things you really want. At least in the beginning, because that's what you use to heal yourself. But now that I know this is here, well, I've always known it was here, but now that I've been here, I can always come back. Now, we'll head into Ledechko. Who is this guy? Wayfarer. Okay. I can't actually interact with him or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, at least in this city, I have, I think, everybody I need in order to repair all my gear, get all my stuff fixed. The only thing I'm not sure about is if they have a cobbler. I know they have a tailor. And so with the tailor, I definitely want I'll sell these to him. I want the padded coifs. Okay, that's what I need. And I'll need to get some.
God be with you, good. Good luck to you.
That's right, he also has a lot of the really nice bits of clothing, some of them being very good for your charisma, including a bunch of hats and dresses, which I can't actually wear. I get a couple tailoring kits from him. Let's see, what can I sell to him? Don't need the scarf. Won't equip that because that thing's a mess. And I won't equip that because that thing's a mess. I've got to. Actually, no, I don't. I'll have to repair that. So both of those sets of gloves. Yeah, there's a better coif there. Alright. And just close the deal. Make some money.
I'm looking for a fellow.
Riki?
Maybe.
He's not usually around here.
What can you tell me?
He's as cantankerous as a hog in a thorn bush.
Why do they call Hinek Riki anyway?
He's a tanner, isn't he? If you're ever downwind of him, you'll understand. Tanning isn't a trade for the weakest stomach.
True enough.
Yeah.
But not every courier gets cursed with a name like that.
Well, Hinek's nature's no sweeter than his smell.
Let's get some repairs
Lord,
done.
watch over you.
Yeah, I'll just do the repairs. And there's no armor kits, so... Oh, that's true, I should see if there's something I can
Greetings.
wear.
What? God bless.
And as you can see, something that's high charisma costs a lot. Even the combat coupons are pretty expensive. Okay, the red one looks kind of nice. We'll grab ourselves I do like the black and yellow checks, but it's too expensive. get that. Oh, heck for that one.
Let's talk about...
All right, so.
What do you say?
Well. Finally.
Alright, that is good. Now I need to find the blacksmith. I don't think cobbler's in this town. So if there's a general store, I can try to get me at least something to repair everything. So here's the archery range here. The archery in this city is kind of different in that you run along the bank and you shoot at logs.
I noticed that...
I noticed you're asking...
No, I'm Henry.
From Scalise.
It's just that I...
Try your hand, do you? I know.
I've got no idea.
Never played Chumps? And you call... Chumps is a game for real archers. It tests your strength, stamina...
So what exactly...
I'll tell you. A bunch of logs are floated down the... At the end of the course, someone collects all the logs and counts the strike. Each archer has 20 arrows with their own coloured fletching.
Sounds like good fun.
Fun? My friend, it will bring you out in a proper sweat. And you'll be well pleased to hit just 1 or 2 blows.
It sounds interesting.
Well, if you ever want to... Farewell.
I don't get anything from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Riki's father is in there, and the blacksmith is here. I'm gonna pick up some things from the blacksmith.
I'm at your service. God be with you.
Let's see what I can sell to him now. Remembered. I should have more stuff. On my horse.
The Lord watch me.
And then get rid of all this stuff. That anymore either. $12 for that. Okay, now I have some armor kits again. Alright, now that everything's kind of repaired and set, I look better. I'll wash myself, and then I will end it here, and I will see you next week. Thank you, goodbye.